Welcome back to Golden ERA Coin, your number one stop for discovering the rarest, most valuable, and downright fascinating coins in circulation. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that's hiding a secret fortune, the legendary 1971 1-cent Liberty coin. To understand the 1971 Lincoln cent, we need to roll the clock back to an era of change and innovation in America. The year was 1971. The Vietnam War raged on, space exploration was reaching new frontiers, and technology was beginning to redefine modern life. At the same time, nestled in the heart of San Francisco, the San Francisco Mint was quietly striking millions of humble Lincoln cents, including the now famous 1971 penny. Though it may look like an ordinary coin, its story is anything but ordinary. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, we have the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln, sculpted by Victor David Brenner. This design has been used since 1909 to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959 to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday. Look closely, if you have a magnifying glass, you'll even see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting between the columns. The mint mark below the date tells us this penny was minted in San Francisco, one of the most respected mints in American history. In 1971, the San Francisco Mint produced 525,133,459 Lincoln cents for general circulation. That's over $500 million. But don't let that huge number fool you. Some 1971 cents are far rarer than others. What makes this coin valuable? It's all about condition, strike quality, and rarity of certain varieties. The highest valued 1971 cents are those with proof-like finishes or known die errors, and yes, there are some known double dies, off-center strikes, and RPMs, repunched mint marks. Now let's talk about the big bucks, and why some collectors are going wild for the 1971 cent. While circulated versions may only be worth a few cents, high-grade examples, especially in MS67 plus red or proof condition, can fetch a small fortune. For instance, a 1971 Lincoln cent in PCGS MS67 red has sold for over $3,000 at major auctions. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. There are rumors of ultra-rare strike varieties fetching tens of thousands of dollars in private sales. And here's where things get really exciting. According to market reports and expert speculation, a unique prototype or pristine condition 1971 coin is believed to be worth an astonishing $213 million. Yes, you heard that right. Some collectors believe that there are a handful of near-perfect or error-struck 1971 coins still floating out there, maybe even in your pocket change, that could be worth a fortune. So how do you know if you've got one of these million-dollar pennies? Here's what to look for. Look for the mint mark. Check for strong red luster, no signs of wear. Use a magnifying glass to examine for double dies or mint errors. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC if it looks pristine, even if yours isn't worth millions. A nice 1971 penny in high grade could still be a very valuable addition to your collection. The 1971 1-cent Liberty coin is a true example of how history, artistry, and mystery can all come together in a single coin. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, this coin deserves a place in your collection. Keep checking your change, keep looking through old jars, and never underestimate the power of a single penny. Because the next time you find a 1971 cent, it might just change your life. Thanks for watching, treasure hunters. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and hit that bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below. Do you have a 1971 penny in your collection? Until next time, keep collecting, keep dreaming, and remember, sometimes a single cent can be worth millions. Today we're diving deep into the history, secrets, and shocking value of one of the most iconic coins in American history, the 1971 1-cent Lincoln coin. In the heart of the 20th century, as the world raced through technological revolutions and social change, the humble penny remained a silent witness to American life. And among the sea of pennies produced, the 1971 Lincoln cent emerged with a story all its own. The D on the coin stands for Denver, where the U.S. Mint produced a massive quantity of these coins in 1971. That year, over 2.9 billion Lincoln cents were struck in Denver alone, a testament to how widely these coins were used in everyday transactions. But why is the 1971 D so special? To answer that, we need to rewind to the legacy of the Lincoln cent series itself. The legacy of the Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent replaced the Indian head penny. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and its designer, Victor David Brenner, created a lasting icon of American coinage. The obverse proudly displays Lincoln's profile, dignified, thoughtful, and stoic. The reverse, during the 1971 era, featured the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which replaced the wheat ears in 1959. But in 1971, a perfect storm of mintage quirks, errors, and a rapidly changing economy turned this common coin into something extraordinary. Design details of the 1971 Lincoln cent obverse features Abraham Lincoln, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1971. A small D mint mark under the year tells us it was minted in Denver. Reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, with United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 cent. Composition, 95% copper, 5% zinc, diameter, 19.05 mm. Rare errors and varieties that make this coin valuable. While billions of 1971 D cents were produced, only a few carry rare errors that have made collectors go crazy. Double die obverse, strong doubling on the date or motto, although rare for 1971 D, still highly prized that have struck even slightly off the mark. These coins can fetch hundreds. A portion of the coin is missing due to a minting error. A small die crack between the B and E in Liberty, which can appear like the letter I.1 near mint 1971. D Lincoln cent with a double die error sold for over $3,000 at auction. Another with a sharp off-center strike went for $750. From pocket change to big money, ordinary 1971 D pennies in circulation are often overlooked. They might show wear, discoloration, or even a few scratches. But here's the thing, even worn examples still carry more than face value due to their copper content alone. As of today, the melt value of a copper 1971 D cent is around 2 to 3 cents, thanks to the rising price of copper. But if you stumble upon a 1971 D in uncirculated condition, with red luster and no contact marks, you're looking at a coin valued between $5 and $50, depending on the grade. These are rare and can be valued at $1,000 or more. Why this coin is worth $213 million? Yes, you heard that right. Now here's where things get really interesting. There are whispers in the numismatic world, stories of a mysterious 1971 D Lincoln cent, graded perfect MS-70, with extraordinary characteristics and historical provenance tied to a U.S. Mint official. This rumored specimen is said to be flawless, with a deep red tone, mint state brilliance, and die characteristics unseen in any other example. While the coin has never been publicly confirmed, private collectors and coin investors estimate its worth at a staggering $213 million, based on rarity, condition, and collector demand. Could it really be worth that much? Well, in the world of rare coins, provenance plus perfection plus mystery equals millions. What you should look for in your pocket change: if you've got a jar of old pennies, now's the time to start digging. Look for sharp, crisp 1971 D coins with a reddish luster, obvious doubling in the text or date off center, or misaligned strikes, coins with no signs of wear. They could be uncirculated. Always use gloves when handling coins, and consider sending high-quality pieces to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Current market trends. April 2025 inch. As of this month, collectors are paying a premium for high-grade Lincoln cents from the 70s. With renewed interest in copper coins and error hunting, the 1971 D penny has seen a surge in online marketplace activity. eBay sales range from $1 to $500 for quality specimens. Certified examples from PCGS in MS66RD are fetching over $850. Demand is growing due to increased coin collecting awareness on social media and YouTube, just like this channel. Who would have thought a penny, the smallest denomination in US currency, could carry such a massive story, and possibly a massive price tag? The 1971 D 1-cent coin is more than just a piece of copper, it's a piece of American history, hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin lore, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a rare gem. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a 1971 D penny, and let's see who's got treasure in their pocket. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a coin that might look ordinary to the untrained eye, but hides a fascinating legacy, and could be worth more than you'd ever imagine. Yes, we're talking about the 1976 1-cent Liberty coin. A coin with a story etched in the very fabric of American history, and a surprising market value of $213 today. Buckle up, because this is going to be a journey through time, metal, and money. To understand the 1976 1-cent Liberty coin, we need to travel back to a landmark year in American history, the bicentennial year. That's right, 1976 marked 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. America was celebrating. Streets were lined with flags, cities held patriotic events, and yes, coin collectors were watching closely. Even though the penny wasn't redesigned for the bicentennial like the quarter, half dollar, or dollar, the 1976 1-cent coin still holds a special place in the timeline of American coinage. This coin wasn't just another cent. It was a symbol of continuity, minted during a time of patriotic pride, carrying the same Lincoln Memorial reverse and Abraham Lincoln's portrait that began in 1959. Even without a bicentennial redesign, its minting during such a historic year adds major collectible interest today. The 1976 1-cent coin features a right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. Flip it over, and you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, a reverse design by Frank Gasparo, introduced in 1959. Here are the key design elements to look for: Liberty, on the left of Lincoln's profile, the date, 1976, on the right the motto, "In God We Trust." Above the reverse includes, United States of America, and 1 cent, with E pluribus unum, above the Lincoln Memorial. But here's a cool Easter egg: if you zoom in close enough, you can see a tiny Lincoln statue inside the memorial, making it one of the rare instances where a person is featured twice on the same coin. The 1976 1-cent coin was minted in 3 major locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a San Francisco, mostly for proof sets, marked with an S, and here are the mintage numbers: Philadelphia mint, over 4.6 billion coins; Denver mint, around 4.2 billion coins; San Francisco proofs approximate 4 million coins. While the Philadelphia and Denver coins are more common, high-grade coins from these mints, especially those graded MS 67 and above, can command impressive prices. Now let's get to the good stuff. How much is the 1976 1-cent Liberty coin really worth today? If you've got a 1976 penny lying around, its face value is still just 1 cent. But wait. That's only the beginning. Factors that determine value include mint mark condition and grade color, red, red-brown or brown. Here's a breakdown: circulated condition, typically worth 1 to 5 cents; uncirculated, MS 60 to MS 64, around $1, $3 MS 65. Red, can reach $10, $20 MS 66. Red, $40, $70 MS 67. Red, up to $175 or more. Rare proof coins from San Francisco, $10 to $50 depending on grade. Current high market listings. Some premium examples have recently sold for up to $213, especially those certified by PCGS or NGC with top-tier grading. And luster. That's a huge return on a coin that started as just a penny. And collectors, don't forget to keep an eye out for error coins from 1976. Some of the most valuable coins ever found are mistakes. Known 1976 penny errors include double die obverse, noticeable doubling in the date or Lincoln's face-off center strikes, anywhere from 5% to 90% off-center. Die cracks and cuts, extra metal raised on the surface struck through grease, loss of detail on one side. Some error coins from 1976 have sold for over $100 to $300, depending on severity and eye appeal. Even nearly 50 years after its minting, the 1976 penny is still found in circulation. It's a testament to the longevity of copper-plated zinc and the timeless design of Lincoln's image. If you find one in your change, don't overlook it. Take a closer look. It might be a hidden gem worth hundreds of times more than face value. Here are 3 quick tips for adding valuable 1976 cents to your collection. Look for red examples in pristine condition. Check the date and mint mark carefully. Errors often hide in plain sight. Get your coins professionally graded before selling. The difference between MS 66 and MS 67 can mean hundreds of dollars. And remember, every coin has a story. The 1976 1-cent Liberty coin is not just about value, it's about history in your hand. So there you have it, the full story behind the 1976 1-cent Liberty coin. From its roots in America's bicentennial celebration to its potential $213 market value, this little penny proves that sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest stories. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to join us on more numismatic adventures. Got a rare coin you'd like us to cover next? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and keep the history alive, one coin at a time. Today, this is a story every coin collector and history buff needs to hear. The journey of the 1983 D penny begins with a much older story, one that goes back to 1909. That was the year the Lincoln cent was introduced, in honor of Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. But let's fast forward to the 1980s, a time of change for the Lincoln cent. By 1982, the United States Mint was facing rising copper prices. Producing a coin made mostly of copper became too expensive. So in 1982, the composition of the penny was officially changed from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a cheaper alternative, 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper plating. In 1983, this new composition was fully adopted, and every penny minted from that year forward was zinc-based, including the 1983 D cent minted in Denver. This switch led to all kinds of striking errors and varieties that collectors find fascinating to this day. Let's talk details. The 1983 D Lincoln cent carries the classic obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above Liberty, to the left and the date, 1983, with the D mint mark underneath to the right. Still the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny seated statue of Lincoln inside the memorial. Yes, that detail is really there. 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper plating, weight, 2.5 grams diameter, 19.05 mm. The 1983 D cent may look ordinary, but its story is anything but. Now let's get to the juicy part. Why is a coin that says 1 cent worth $213 today? It's all about rarity, condition, and demand. High mintage, but low survivability in top condition. In 1983, the Denver Mint produced over 6.4 billion pennies. But very few of them were saved in pristine, uncirculated condition. Most went straight into daily use, wearing down, getting scratched, and losing their luster. Zinc corrosion issues. The new zinc core in post-1982 pennies is highly susceptible to corrosion if the copper plating wears off, even slightly. That means a genuine 1983 D penny in mint state is extremely rare and valuable. Striking errors and varieties. There are also reports of double die errors, plating bubbles, and other mint mistakes that make specific examples even more collectible. So what about circulation? The 1983 D penny has traveled far and wide, used for decades in vending machines, pocket change, toll booths, and piggy banks. But ironically, it's this very circulation that makes a well-preserved specimen so special. In recent years, collectors have paid over $200 for certified high-grade 1983 D pennies, especially those graded by PCGS or NGC at MS 67 or above. That's where we get the eye-popping figure of $213 for a top-tier example. And keep in mind, that's just for a regular coin in top condition. If you find one with a mint error or unique variety, the value can skyrocket even higher. Here's what to look for if you want to strike it rich with your 1983 D cent, shiny luster, a bright, uncirculated look. No scratches or corrosion. Zinc pennies degrade easily. Full strike details, sharp lines, clear Lincoln portrait. Certified grade. Coins graded MS 67 or higher bring the big bucks. Errors or varieties. Look for doubling, misstrikes, or die cracks. Use a 10x magnifying glass or a coin microscope for close inspection. The 1983 D 1 cent coin is a perfect example of how history, metal changes, mint decisions, and collector demand come together to create real value from something most people overlook. A coin that costs you 1 cent today could be worth $213 or more tomorrow. Always check your change, especially older coins from the 1980s. And consider getting high-grade finds professionally graded. That slab could be your ticket to a mini fortune. Did you enjoy uncovering the secrets of the 1983 D penny? If you've got one in your collection, give it a second look. You might be holding on to a hidden gem worth big money. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell for more rare coin stories, value guides, and expert collecting tips, right here on Coin Collector Hub.